I don't normally make videos like this, but I've had a lot on my mind in regards to this topic, so I wanted to talk to someone about it. So let's talk about YouTube and how YouTube has changed drastically over the years and how it's becoming more and more disconnected from its own platform and its own creators in an attempt to become more mainstream media friendly, and why that's a problem. And more so, why this year's YouTube Rewind 2018 is really the cherry on top of the cake labeled "Fuck you creators, we don't care about you," handed straight from YouTube right to its creators. Let's check that out. So YouTube Rewind 2018 came out a couple days ago. I have watched it, and it's a fucking train wreck. It is by far the worst YouTube Rewind that they have ever made. And you don't have to take my word for it. Just look at the goddamn like to dislike ratio. That's all you need to see. It's really pretty awful. So why is it awful? Why do people hate this rewind more so than any other rewind? Because last year's rewind had a bunch of dislikes as well. It still had more likes than dislikes. But this year, oh brother, it does not. Well, I can tell you exactly why. And I have my own little list that I've created that I want to talk to you guys about. If you have not watched 2018 YouTube Rewind, I'll leave a link in the description so you can go check it out yourself. I'm going to be periodically taking frames and small clips from it and showing it in this video, but if you want to watch the full thing for yourself, I highly recommend you do that first. Link down below. So first things first, why do so many people, both viewers and creators both, hate this year's Rewind so much? Well, I think you need to understand what Rewind was before this year and the past previous years. When YouTube Rewind first started coming out, and it was in 2011 they first started doing this, it was a way to showcase all the best and biggest moments in YouTube over the year, and they would compile them all into a short little video with a bunch of different creators that were involved in those moments, and then showcase that video on YouTube as a way to wrap up the year. Like, these are all the awesome things that happened this year. These are all the awesome people that did awesome things this year from YouTube. Keep that in mind, from YouTube, and they would showcase it all in a really awesome video. And from 2011 to roughly 2016, they were pretty good. Every year was pretty awesome. Now, things have been changing over the years. A lot has been changing. And one of those things that has been changing is that YouTube has gone from being very, very community heavy and, homegrown creator heavy to now all we care about is advertisements and money and trying to become more like mainstream media than anything else. That's all YouTube cares about now. It's been showing everywhere, in anything you look at with YouTube, it's been showing that they only care about mainstream media and becoming more mainstream media friendly and advertiser friendly. Everywhere you look, it shows. But this video just screams it in your face that it shows. And one of those reasons is that with every single year, the people in YouTube Rewind have always been creators on YouTube. They've never been outside people or anything like that, or if they have been outside people, it's because they were a part of something that had to do with YouTube or one of its creators, but it somehow in some way tied into YouTube. It's not like that anymore. And the first big problem with this YouTube Rewind is that it features people who are not YouTubers. The first of these is the very first person who's supposed to be the person in control of YouTube Rewind this year, and that's Will Smith. Now, to clarify, I have nothing against Will Smith. I think he's a terrific actor. He's done some great films. I Am Legend in Pursuit of Happiness. He's a great actor. He's a great person. I have nothing against Will Smith as a person. But here's the thing, Will Smith is not a YouTuber. Yes, Will Smith has a YouTube channel. Yes, he uploads videos to that YouTube channel, but he is not what I and many other people would consider a YouTuber, a content creator for YouTube. What he is he is a mainstream media person from Hollywood who's been making his living from that, who then went over to YouTube, not of his own choice, by the way. There's no way that Will Smith was sitting in his bedroom like, you know what, I want to start a YouTube channel. No, not a goddamn chance. What happened, and I can almost guarantee this, is that one of his producers or someone on his team was like, yo, YouTube's gaining traction. This could be another cool way to make revenue and to make your name bigger. So let's do this. And then YouTube was like, hell yeah, you come join our platform and we will spread your name everywhere. We will give you all kinds of crazy things for you to do to make great videos for your channel. And like, we'll hang you outside of a helicopter. You can bungee jump out of it and you can do all these crazy things for YouTube if you come over to our channel. That's not a YouTube creator. That's not a content creator. That's YouTube trying to make itself look more pleasurable and more, appealing to the outside world, which is not what YouTube's about, and it's never been what YouTube's about until recently. And Will Smith, the only notable thing his YouTube channel did this year was when he bungee jumped out of a helicopter. That's it. That's the only thing I can think of that Will Smith did this year that's a great, big, cool thing on YouTube. And compared to the things that were not involved in YouTube Rewind this year, that is microscopically small. And I'll go over these later, but things like the Shane Dawson documentary series, none of that was involved whatsoever. Not even any of the creators from his documentary series or himself or anything mentioning them were involved in YouTube Rewind this year. Nothing about T-Series versus PewDiePie, or even T-Series alone, which I'll talk to a bit later, or PewDiePie alone, not involved this year at all whatsoever. KSI and Logan Paul's boxing match, or Jake Paul versus Deji boxing match, which was one of the biggest boxing matches ever streamed. I don't care about any of the creators involved in that boxing match whatsoever, but you cannot deny it was one of the biggest events in YouTube this year because of the numbers it drawed in, because of the amount of videos that were made involved in this, the amount of people that are involved in it. It was fucking massive. There is no denying that. None of those things, which were arguably the biggest moments in YouTube this year, were involved in this YouTube Rewind. But you know what it was? Will Smith standing at the Grand Canyon because he jumped out of a helicopter on a bungee cord. That's what got in this year. Oh, and Fortnite as well. How could I ever forget? So you have Will Smith, who's right at the beginning of YouTube, who's not a YouTube creator, starting everything off. And then shortly after that, you get onto the battle bus, where you have a bunch of different YouTube creators, but then driving the bus, who gets arguably the most screen time from this bus scene, is of course our Lord and Savior, Ninja. Now once again, I have nothing against Ninja. He's very good at what he does. He's a great content creator for Twitch. Keep that in mind, for Twitch. Yes, Ninja has a YouTube page, but he is not in control of that YouTube page, and if you think he is, you're mistaken. Ninja's primary platform is twitch.tv, the live streaming website. That is where Ninja makes the bulk of his money. That's where he makes the bulk of his views. That is where Ninja is homegrown and where Ninja does his stuff. His YouTube is strictly a place for people under his management to take the best clips from his Twitch streams, create a good video out of them, and then upload it to YouTube to garner more revenue, which is not a problem. Let me make that clear. That's not a problem. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're a creator making online content, never, ever, 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 ever put all your eggs in the same basket, because suddenly if that page goes down, or if your account gets like striked or something like that, you're screwed. You're shit out of luck. So it's not a bad idea to, if you stream on Twitch, to also have YouTube videos, because if something happens on Twitch or something happens on YouTube, you have the other one to fall back on and you can still make rent. So there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that he is not what, again, I and many others would consider a YouTuber. He is a Twitch streamer who uploads his best clips from his Twitch streams onto YouTube. That's not a YouTuber. But yet they give him the most screen time out of anyone in this bus scene for whatever reason. Because he's advertiser friendly and because he keeps his streams as advertiser friendly as possible. And in that regard, he also keeps his YouTube videos as advertiser friendly as possible. And of course, they did this last year too, and they did it again this year. They had more people on screen who were just late night show hosts, which again, not YouTubers. They're late night show hosts who upload their clips from the late night shows onto YouTube. It's not the late night show hosts doing it whatsoever. It's people under their management, their producers and their like editors and stuff, taking the best clips from the late night shows and putting them onto YouTube for views, so that they get money and some advertisements out of YouTube as well of their late night shows. That's not a YouTuber. But of course, YouTube's like, oh, they're advertiser friendly, their clips get a lot of views, and we're gonna put them into YouTube Rewind. One's gonna do the flossing dance, and one's gonna do the take the L dance. Why? Because YouTube is a fucking dumb fuck. You cannot look me dead in the eyes and tell me that having this or this was a good idea. And I mean, that and plus everything else in this video clearly wasn't a good idea. So that's just some of the things where YouTube is featuring people who are not YouTubers in YouTube Rewind, where people are getting angry. The second thing where people are getting angry about YouTube Rewind this year is that they cut the amount of creators involved in YouTube Rewind this year from 300 to 100. Every single year, YouTube is getting more and more creators surpassing the 1 million mark, and even more and more creators surpassing the 10 million mark. Like goddamn PewDiePie just hit 75 million subscribers, and T-Series is at like 75 million or very close to 75 million as well. Like YouTubers are getting bigger and bigger, and more YouTubers are passing the 1 million and 10 million marks. So what does YouTube Rewind do to try and include all of them? They cut the amount of them that are in the goddamn video. Did someone say genius? And that's one of the biggest things that people complain about every single year, is that they did not see their favorite YouTuber or a YouTuber that they felt should have been in YouTube Rewind who wasn't. And it's always been a problem. That's been a problem pretty much since the start, is YouTubers and their viewers feeling like their favorite YouTuber should have been in YouTube Rewind for whatever reason, and they weren't. That's always been a big problem. So cutting the creator amount from 300 to 100 when the creators that are doing big things on your channel keeps on growing is just backwards. You should increase the creator amount and somehow make that possible. Now I have ways. A lot of people have been arguing that for the short videos that they're making and for the amount of creators that are just should be in YouTube Rewind, it's simply not possible to have all of them in YouTube Rewind without giving them every single one of them like a frame in the video and it just not being worth it. And I have a solution to that, and I'll talk about it at the end of the video. And the worst thing is that even though they cut the creators amount from 300 people in the video to 100 people in the video, not even all 100 people are YouTube creators. Like I was just saying, one of them is taken up by Will Smith, one of them is taken up by Ninja, another one was taken up by Yodeling Kid. So not even all 100 of those spots go to YouTubers who make YouTube content every single goddamn day for their audience. Some of it's being given to people who do not make YouTube content and just have people taking the best things that they do outside of YouTube and just throwing it on YouTube for extra revenue. Not a YouTuber. Don't deserve to be in YouTube Rewind. The third thing I want to talk about that YouTube has been messing up on is YouTube has been lying to their creators. Now that's nothing new. YouTube has been lying to its creators for years, but in regards to YouTube Rewind, they've really been lying to their creators. Now in the description down below, I'm going to link to a video by a YouTube content creator named Emma Blackery. You probably know of her. She's been making YouTube videos for a very long time, and she's also a musician who's been making music for a very long time. Now she was involved in YouTube Rewind 2017, and she made a video about her experience in YouTube Rewind 2017, and it's really, really interesting to watch. I recommend checking that out. I'll talk about it a little bit right now, but if you want to watch the entire video, link down in the description down below. She basically said that when she was talking with the people in charge of YouTube Rewind, when they were booking her and like her scenes and everything, and they were talking with her and her producer about like what she would be doing and like how much screen time she would get, because if let me make this clear, going to YouTube Rewind is not like a small thing. It's a big deal. You have to fly from wherever you live down to the shooting location, wherever the hell that is they're shooting. You have to be on set for 10 to 15 hours waiting for your time, because being on a movie set is a very, very much hurry up and wait kind of thing, trust me. And you'd sit there and you wait in whatever temperature is being given, in whatever kind of accommodations are being given, usually for film sets and such. They're not that great. And you just sit and you wait for your scene, where suddenly you get for your scene and you do the quick thing and it takes like half an hour, maybe even sometimes an hour, and you do your scene, you do it over and over and over again, and then you're done. And that's it. And then you go home. But then you have to wait for when the edit and the final version comes out to see what was kept and what was cut. And oh, goody boy, did they cut a lot from Emma Blackery for 2017. And oh, goody boy, did they cut a lot for a lot of other creators for 2018. I'll get to that in a second. So Emma basically explained that, in YouTube's own words, that Emma was going to have a big moment for YouTube Rewind this year, because 2017 was a huge year for Emma Blackery in terms of her YouTube and her music. It was a great year. So her producer was like, she's had an awesome year. These are the great things she's done on YouTube. Will she have like a significant screen time and a big moment kind of thing. And they were like, absolutely, she's going to have, you know, her moment and all kinds of great stuff. It's going to be great. So that was what they told her. That was basically like saying, you're going to have everything that you could want and what you've asked. It's going to be great. And you can guess what was delivered. It was not what everything they had talked about. It was nowhere near it. If you want to know what was actually delivered for Emma Blackery in 2017's Rewind, you can either watch 2017's Rewind or you can watch her video, again, linked down just below. So that was 2017. And just to be clear, Emma Blackery also said because of her experience with YouTube Rewind 2017, she would be saying no if they asked her to go to 2018 Rewind, which she did. She did not go to 2018 Rewind. She told them no because of her experience last year. And you know what? I'm glad she said no, because holy shit was this one awful. Now for this year, lying to its creators, YouTube decided to lie once again to another creator. So another person from YouTube Rewind this year, 2018, was someone by the name of Lachlan, or Lachlan. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't know this person well enough to know how to say their name. But they were involved in YouTube Rewind this year, and they were actually involved in YouTube Rewind last year. But he sent out this tweet. Worst part is my parents were so excited to see me on YouTube Rewind this year with an actual role after last year's disaster in Rewind. Glad I'm not in Australia right now to see the disappointment on their face once again. Thanks for the embarrassment, YouTube. Now, when I saw this tweet, I was not even surprised whatsoever that this had happened, not even a bit. So I went on to YouTube's Rewind to look for this person, and you can see like all the people that they feature at the very end of the video with a little clip of them in the video. So I went to go find that person in the YouTube video, and they were supposed to have speaking roles. They flew 15 hours from wherever they lived to the YouTube Rewind spot to film, and they had actual speaking roles. But do you think those speaking roles were in YouTube Rewind this year? No, they were completely cut out. And what remained of his 15-hour flight over there and all the filming he did was this. That's it. That is what he got. He also made this tweet. Why in Will Smith's imagination of Rewind did I get all my lines and screen time cut? Totally worth flying 15 hours for that. Might go stream on Twitch and upload my highlights to get some screen time. Okay, cool. Like I was saying earlier, that's pretty much what Ninja does. And Ninja had a fuckload of screen time. Also, this person has 9 million subscribers on YouTube, just so you know. Now, this perfectly segues into my fourth thing on YouTube Rewind that is a complete utter failure and why it shows disconnect from YouTube and its creators, is that memes and non-creators got more screen time than the actual creators themselves. Yodeling Kid was involved in YouTube Rewind this year, and he got an abundance of screen time. Yodeling Kid was a meme for a solid, maybe at absolute max, a month. Absolute maximum a month. Also, Bongo Cat got more screen time than a lot of YouTube creators this year. And again, Bongo Cat was a small meme that lasted for maybe a month at absolute max. But both Yodeling Kid and Bongo Cat, in YouTube's eyes, gets more screen time than its actual creators that work day in and day out for its actual platform. It boggles my fucking mind. Now to prove this, I'm going to use this YouTube creator right here. This is Rudy. Rudy was a Vine star who transferred over to YouTube when Vine went under. Now, even on YouTube, a lot of Vine stars have not been able to, you know, come out of Vine and make really, really great YouTube videos. Rudy, however, is an extraordinary exception. Every one of Rudy's videos are just magical. He has some of the most creative videos I've seen on YouTube in a very long time. Now, he's in YouTube Rewind this year. But here's the thing. Do you want to know how long he's in YouTube Rewind this year? I'll show you. Watch this on screen, okay? Now, this is a trick that you guys can use on YouTube. If you use the period and the little dash sign next to the period, you can skip a YouTube video frame by frame. This is different than seconds. So assuming this video is shot in 24 frames per second or 30 frames per second, something like that. So I'm going to assume that this video here, the YouTube video, is filmed in 24 frames per second. So in 24 frames is 1 second. Let's see how much screen time Rudy, a massive YouTuber, has this year, starting with this one. All right, so this is frame number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 14 frames. This guy has 14 frames in YouTube Rewind 2018. That is less than 1 second of screen time. Yodeling Kid and Bongo Cat have more screen time than Rudy, an actual YouTube creator on YouTube who makes YouTube videos for a living, has less screen time, less than 1 second of screen time than a meme. YouTube, what the fuck? And that brings me to my final point, which we've been discussing this entire video, and that's just YouTube getting more and more disconnected every single year from its own platform, from its own content creators. And they're not doing anything to change it. Now, I get that YouTube wants to be more advertiser friendly after things didn't go so well the last couple of years in terms of advertisement on YouTube. But in YouTube's own crusade to become more advertiser friendly, and as a way, instead of what YouTube Rewind used to be, which was a showcase for all the awesome things that happened on YouTube over the year, to now a showcase to advertisers as, hey, look at how good and family friendly and clean YouTube is. Please give us money so we can, become more successful. It's becoming more of a detriment than anything to its own platform. And I don't think YouTube gives a damn, honestly. Because if YouTube gave a damn, they wouldn't be doing this year after year. They'd be getting better. But ever since 2016, 2017, they've been just getting worse. 2017's Rewind was a disaster. Yes, it had more likes than dislikes, but it still had a significant amount of dislikes to make it seem like a disaster. But they didn't get better. You would think they would get better the next year, but they didn't. And it shows, because now, as I'm recording this, YouTube Rewind 2018 has 2 million likes, but it has 7.2 million dislikes. It is the number 2 most disliked video in YouTube history, only being beaten out by Justin Bieber's Baby that has like 9 million dislikes. But at the rate this is going, this came out 3 days ago, and it's already at 7.2 million dislikes and the second most hated YouTube video in history. In 3 days. Justin Bieber's Baby has been out on YouTube for years. I would not be surprised if this video surpasses Baby for the most disliked YouTube video in history. But do I think YouTube's gonna change if that happens? Honestly, no. I don't think so. And that's really upsetting to say. The way YouTube is run nowadays, and the people behind YouTube, they don't give a fucking damn about the homegrown creators on their platform. And it's so abundantly clear, and this video just makes it fucking transparent. YouTube and the people running it only care about money and what makes them look really good to advertisers, and that is it. That is where the line ends. They don't give a fucking damn about anything else. And it is so abundantly clear. So how could YouTube be better as a platform in regards to its rewinds? There's so many things we could talk about and how to make YouTube better as a platform as a whole. But we're focusing on Rewind for this video. The number one thing I could say YouTube Rewind needs to do to make itself better as a rewind, and this has been talked about by a couple of different people already, but I think it's such a fucking great idea. I don't understand why they don't do it. Have regional rewinds. That solves almost every problem with Rewind right now. If you have regional rewinds, like have a rewind for North America, have a rewind for Europe, have a rewind for Asia, have different regional rewinds. You know how that solves everything? Because suddenly you can fit a whole fuckload more YouTubers in their own actual regional rewind. So you don't have to try and fly all these YouTube creators to one spot or to a bunch of different spots for one video, which is just getting astronomically harder and worse over time. If you have a North American rewind with, let's say you have a North American rewind and you bump up the number again from 100 to 300 for that North American rewind, you have so many fucking creators now that you can put just from North America alone into their rewind. And then you don't have to worry about European creators flying over the goddamn ocean to come to a filming location for 10 to 15 hours to get less than 6 frames per second on a fucking video. Just make a North American rewind and then have a European rewind and an Asian rewind and whatever other ones you want to do. you'll have more YouTube rewinds, giving you more views per rewind, also giving you more money because you'll have more videos. Everybody fucking wins. YouTube wins because they get to be more advertiser friendly, because they get to put more ads on their videos, because there's more videos than just one, and you get to feature a fuckload more actual YouTube content creators who don't have to fly across the ocean and spend so much time to go and film. They can stay relatively close to where they are. Everyone wins. Everyone's happy. Make regional rewinds and everyone's happy and everyone's pleased. And then, wait, even as a viewer, if a viewer doesn't like one of the rewinds, they maybe might like the other rewind. And if you can have like different themes, you could put like if a meme or something amazing happens in a North American YouTube video, you could put that relation in the North American rewind and just don't put it in the European one. Have something else that happened relatively like close to Europe happen. Put that in the European rewind. So then you can separate everything and you can include more. You can include more people, you can include more things, you just more overall. And with the amount of growth on YouTube and the amount of creators that are surpassing 1 million and 10 million every single day, it's almost goddamn necessary to add more so you can please everyone, yourself, your advertisers, and us, the goddamn community. That is honestly the #1 thing YouTube could do that would just make 90% of the problems with Rewind as it is right now just disappear. You'd have more content creators, you'd have more videos, you'd have more time for everybody. It just solves so many fucking problems. One quick thing I want to mention, which is kind of interesting to see. YouTube is owned by Google, right? Now, if you're not aware of this, Google is pushing hard into India right now. Like if you've been looking at the news stuff related there, Google is trying to get everything they can get their greasy little hands on within India. They want everything. They want to get the televisions, they want to get the internet, they want to get like the schools, they want to get everything they can get their hands on in India. They want in, and they're pushing hard in there. If you think they aren't, you're wrong. Google is all over India for everything they can do. So the crazy thing is with the rise of T-Series, an Indian-based YouTube channel, very, very close to surpassing PewDiePie for the #1 most subscribed YouTube channel, why did they not include T-Series in YouTube Rewind? It's very strange. I can understand why they didn't want to put PewDiePie or even PewDiePie versus T-Series in Rewind. I can understand why they didn't want to. I think that's stupid of them because it's arguably the biggest thing that happened on YouTube this year, but I can understand why they didn't want to. But why didn't they just put T-Series alone without any of the memes, without anything regarding PewDiePie or the war or anything like that? Just put T-Series in alone. I don't understand why they didn't do that, because from YouTube's standpoint, that would be the first thing I would do. If you're pushing hard into India and you really want to show India that like Google is all about it and they want everything to do with it and YouTube is huge in India and it's a growing platform, why not put the second biggest YouTube channel and probably soon the biggest YouTube channel, some relation of it, in YouTube Rewind? Doesn't make sense. That's the one thing I don't understand about YouTube in regards to this rewind. But that's all I really have to say on this topic. If you have any thoughts or just want to discuss anything in regards to YouTube itself or YouTube Rewind, leave a comment section down below, and I will talk to you guys later. And thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is a bit different than my usual videos, but something I'm really passionate about, which is YouTube, and I just wanted to talk about it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed listening. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, tell your friends. If you didn't, you tell me. Have yourself a good one, everybody. Skål!